Yago J&J Makers Event Planners and Deco Service aka ho ana wire fushia ayawdadwen we ye ayawdadwen ana pontu kesibisi wenyido onua ka wakoma to wiem na fa J&J nsa onye den metrede J&J akwadere woma ososo odu imu mapa dwumejase nsiesie mfonyin na sinitwa dwumejase ezibanye nyimpa ho nsiesie ofantiri ye meyin na mesafo hona road nsiesie dwumezi hu kasama afosam dwumejase nyumbo ntarpam abefo mfonyin wina abrenya to nidin graphic designing onuete se ahwe wo de shi bi mpa no nsiesie na da kamamadu nyinara J&J wo ho nyimidi na fe no krakra anyi de dwumejase bambo nsem nyinara nya wodadwen I mean you are secured wazim twitwe wo omani mu ebohu J&J wo simpa enkran kaswa swedro takrade fra ho ahomatrofo yido 0549004040 naso 0557273706 J&J Makers, your home of quality services. Yago J&J Makers Event Planners and Deco Service aka ho ana wire fushia ayawdadwen we ye ayawdadwen ana pontu kesibisi wenyido onua ka wakoma to wiem na fa J&J nsa onye den metrede J&J akwadere woma ososo odu imu mapa dwumejase nsiesie mfonyin na sinitwa dwumejase ezibanye nyimpa ho nsiesie ofantiri ye meyin na mesafo hona road nsiesie dwumezi hu kasama afosam dwumejase nyumbo ntarpam abefo mfonyin wina abrenya to nidin graphic designing onuete se ahwe wo de shi bi mpa no nsiesie na nada kamamadu nyinara J&J wo ho nyimidi na fe no krakra anyi de dwumejase bambo nsem nyinara nya wodadwen I mean you are secured wazim twitwe wo omani mu ebohu J&J wo simpa enkran kaswa swedro takrade fra ho ahomatrofo yido 0549004040 naso 0557273706 J&J Makers, your home of quality services.
Just like you, I hate doing laundry. But wait, it's now a thing of the past ever since I discovered FYF home care products. Made right here in Ghana. They have the Bubbles laundry detergents, they've got the fragrance fabric softener which has a fabulous scent by the way, and the Mistress super thick bleach among other things.
Things have changed, things are getting better.
Now guys, if you think the packaging is great, wait till you try the products. They leave my clothes feeling fresh all the time. Guys, jump on FYF home care products and you will definitely be back to thank me. See ya!
On AED Ghana. This is Good Morning EFFUTU coming to your way live here in Winneba. Today is the 17th of November 2025 and this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This program promises to be very interesting to you, where we talk about politics, businesses, sanitation and what have you trending in the world of news, and we go to the global stories too. But before we go, this program is sponsored to you by Makers Event Planners and Decor Services. Our services includes wedding, funeral, naming ceremony, birthday parties, corporate event, and others. Areas in our services also includes event decoration, catering services, photo and videography, MC and DJing. They are located in Winneba Town Hall or in Kwantanan. You can reach them on 054-900-4040 or 055-727-3709. You can also read them on all social media platforms, be it TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Benjamin Aqua Enterprise. Benjamin Aqua Enterprise is a dealer in all building materials. We have iron rods, nails, binding wire, various pipes, wire mesh, roofing sheets, and what have you. You can also contact Benjamin Aqua for more information on 024-342-1927 or 020-473-881. Enamra has various kinds of all fishes. We have copper fish, red snapper, cassava fish, herrings, kako, shrimps, and what have you. You can reach them on 020-423-9696 or 054-387178. You can also read them on Instagram, Namra, at Namra. Yeah, order your all kinds of fish from Enamra. Well, I have two gentlemen with me in the studio who are going to help me to do the news review, and then we will talk on a particular topic, Ghana beyond politics. So I have with me in the studio Evans, an NPP communicator, and Kwame Botsi Aidan, Kweku Botsi Aidan, who is an MDC communicator representing EFFUTU as we are here in Winneba. Good morning, gentlemen, and you are welcome to the studio.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
By God's grace, you are doing well.
Okay,
Sure.
I am also doing well. So let's get started and see what the newspaper is telling us this morning. We are starting with Daily Guide. Daily Guide this morning is saying that Ghana is Africans' hope, coming from Reverend Jawo, and Malawian delegation comments HEPA plus funder. NPP flag bearership primaries. We have external branches fight proxy ban. That is on page 3 on the Daily Guide. And 2 Jet 4 helicopters purchase cover up minority. We also have a story talking about illegal mining hotspot raided, drugs, dynamite seized. But let me go to the NPP communicator, that is Evans, and then you can see we are talking about Ghana beyond politics this morning. And then the newspaper is saying that Ghana is Africans' hope. What do you have to say about this particular story? That is coming from Reverend Gio.
All right, let me say a good morning to the people of EFFUTU and Ghana at large. I think ordinarily we would say that Ghana for the past years have been the hope of Africa, starting from the times of independence up till this time, where we have been able to hold our democracy even up till this time. So Ghana is indeed the hope of Africa, except that sometimes when you have people in authority and people in power, it becomes the question of, are we really pushing hard to get to where the Nkrumah and then the people who founded our very nation, Ghana, wanted us to get to? But beyond that, we will say that if for nothing at all, the peace you can see Ghana enjoying today, after several elections, handing overs and all of that, you can see that our democracy, our peace is still intact. And so that alone tells you that Ghana is indeed the hope of Africa. We have seen elsewhere where famine, where starvation, where a lot of things are happening, but we have not seen the same in Ghana. We have seen countries go into elections and then the next moment you will see the whole country in a crisis where people will be gunning down people and all of that. We have not seen so much of that in our country, even though we have witnessed quite a number of electoral issues where people have lost their lives as a result. So generally put together, I can agree that Ghana is indeed the hope of Africa. What we need to do more is what we call effective leadership, where people take into consideration the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian citizen and not what political parties and political faithfuls want. If we are able to get into that direction as a country, I believe that no statement will be below what has been said, that Ghana is indeed the hope of Africa.
Okay, thank you for that thought. Mr. Kweku, what do you have to say also?
Thank you, and good morning to your cherished viewers. And I want to use this opportunity to also extend my greetings to my honorable executives in the constituency, and as well my chairman and former chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Honorable Pani Lamte. Greetings to you, sir. First of all, I would say a big thanks and kudos to the Reverend for foreseeing the future of Ghana as the entry gate to Africa. In fact, when you talk about Ghana, we have the Pan-Africanist being Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who stood and fought for our independence, and as well, not only for Ghana, but other African countries were part, so they benefited from this single person. And this person comes from Ghana. He lived and bred here in Ghana. And so this is an example that Ghana is indeed the future of Africa. And we will also want to talk about there is an honorable man who came from Winneba with the name Sir Alex Kwesi. He comes from Winneba here, and he was able to move to the level of being the president of the United Nations Assembly. And you know the components of the United Nations Assembly, how it is. And so for you to have somebody from Africa and Ghana precise speaks so well that Ghana is indeed the future of Africa. When we talk about our presidential elections and ambitions, Ghana in a way matches with what happens in the United States of America. We will talk about the Republican, that for the period of time we have made an example to Ghana National Democratic Congress. And when we talk about the Democratic, we also talk about the MPP here in Ghana. And so looking at for a period of time, when you match the elections, they move together in a way. And so look at the Trump regime or the situation, similarly like the JDM or His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, which means that these are a traceable examples that we can say that Ghana is indeed a future of Africa. When we talk about peace, regardless of our political differences and ideologies, anytime we go for elections, we finish and we are able to crown our president without any war. And so freedom and justice being our emblem or motto is of a key purpose to this nation. And that alone says that Ghana will be the future of Africa. It is indeed that Ghana is the future of Africa. When we talk about our economy, looking at the dollar rate, now the dollar is really depreciating against the cedi. Vice versa, the cedi is appreciating, meaning the economy is becoming very powerful. And when you look at other African countries, you know the poverty index, and for that matter, it makes Ghana to stand out. So the man is a prophet, and I would have to search for the kind of church that he is operating, so that I will visit him there and pray with him. Yes, I come to think of it now, and see, now we are enjoying free tertiary education for the first years. And I don't know which African country has been able to implement that. It is America that they have. And so Ghana, in a way, is American. We are second to America. So when it comes to Africa, Ghana, in terms of education, in terms of economy, in terms of unity, in terms of personalities. When you talk about Kwame Nkrumah, now Kwame Nkrumah, the Pan-Africanist, has a statue in most of the African countries, which means that they believed and they shared into his ideologies. And so Ghana is a gateway to Africa indeed, and very soon it is already on the map. And like I said, it is like American. If the independence, probably we continue to affiliate ourselves under the British government. That is where maybe we may have something like the Johannesburg, the South African settlements. But because of our independence, we are not seeing those, beautification that as it was done by the white people, because the South African continue to live with their masters. Yes. And so Ghana is a typical country that we have come to this far, and I would say kudos to the Reverend. I will visit him at his church.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I will find out more details about
sure.
Reverend and let you know.
Sure.
Okay, but that being said, for the past years, we have been experiencing illegal mining, known as galamsey in our country. We had NPP in power, but we didn't know what they did. Well, to the extent that our president put his presidency on the line. Now, NDC is in power now, and still we are experiencing illegal mining. And then perhaps some people say they are being politicized because we have people in parliament that are taking this to themselves and they are doing it. We have chiefs that have allowed these people to work on their lands, right? So how are you going to take away this man? Because each and every day, through all the news stories, all the newspapers that are coming in, we can find illegal mining as a major thing that is happening in our country. If we say Ghana is the hope of Africa, and then if we have this kind of thing going on, you can attest to the fact that our water bodies, our health is at risk. The last time I had the interview with you, you said it is even affecting the unborn children that we have. So we are not safe as a country. What are we going to do? Should we not put politics aside and try to curb this menace? That is for. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, so you see, the galamsey issue is a canker, and it has something to do with human lifestyle. Okay. You see, when human decide something to live upon, it's difficult unless there is an alternative to that effect. Okay. And so look at the unemployment rate, and a person goes and dig somewhere and he says gold. And every day the person is making not less than 2,000 cedis or 5,000 cedis a day, or not less than. You understand? And you see, that is lifestyle. Look, maybe the person may be married, the person may have a girlfriend, will have kids and other stuff. And so, if the person will enter into the bush, dig and get this money, it will be very difficult. Okay. So it is a very big business for people. But then, however, looking at the effects that is causing, that is where the problem is. Now, the erstwhile government laid down its presidency to it that if he's not able to curb or take away this galamsey issue, he will not be president again in Ghana. Okay. Now, that was not noted. It wasn't activated in the period of the 8 years, and so I will say that he failed. Okay. He lied to Ghanaians, so he is a liar. He is a fraudster and a scammer. On that note, we will say that we have to give the John Dramani Mahamat's administration a fair chance for him to deliver. He has not promised you that he is betting with his presidency, but he has promised you that he will go all out to ensure appropriate measures to curtail this issue. Okay. And so I think we are, that is, I think by the close of this November will be the 11th month. Yes. And let me commend His Excellency John Dramani Mahamat's NDC's administration. That was June. Okay. There was a summit that went on in Accra, which had personalities like former President Kufuor, the Nana of EFFUTU from Kumasi, Asante region. That is Otumfuo. That's Otumfuo. Okay. And other big personalities. And there was this summit on galamsey. And so that, I think the date was 3rd June 2025 thereabout, and I stand to be corrected. Okay. And there are measures that has been laid down. One, he introduced there is a reform on permits for importing excavators. Okay. And so whoever wants to import excavator to Ghana, you need to get a permit. Okay. And so they will verify what the excavator is coming in the country to do. Okay. The very purpose that you are importing that excavator. Okay. And there is a monitoring too on heavy duty machines. Okay. And so they will monitor those heavy duty machines and they will see what it's being used for. Okay. And so if it is going to be used for the illegal mining, it will be seized. Okay. Now there is this national
securities. That is the NYMOS, National Anti-Illegal Mining Secretariat. Yeah, if I understand to correct, it's NYMOS. And this is the first ever that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama under the NDC has implemented to ensure that this galamsey is out of the way. And this NYMOS people, the secretariat that has been instituted to cater for, to foresee that all these things is out of our forest, is out of our country, have seized a lot of equipment that was used by some of the illegal miners in Ghana here. So these are some of the measures. And there is also a measure that he also announced that will also foresee that those lands that were destroyed will be reformed. And they are also implementing drone machines to also move around to monitor whoever is in the bush doing illegal mining. I think so far so good. This president has been able to lay out a very good, measures to curtail this. And and as a matter of fact, I don't know which or what the former or the SOA government did. And so, for now, I would say that the NDC, under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has delivered. But we pray that as it is ongoing, they will do well. Just 3 days ago, a lot of pumping machines were seized by this NYMOS. So the kingpins too have been arrested. The kingpins, we all know, they even associated it to politics. That's why are they doing this to chairman, the regional chairman for the MPP, Asante regional chairman for the MPP. He went to court, issues here and there. And so President Dramani Mahama is doing so well. That I think he has to be commended for such an action.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That being said, let me go to Ivan. What do you have to say about this too?
I think this your program is EFFUTU Beyond Politics or Ghana Beyond Politics. But it's surprising that my brother wants to go the political tangent. And interestingly, you would realize that everything he has said this morning is nothing but lies. And I say they are all lies in the sense that, you see, when it comes to the fight against galamsey, I would say on authority that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has failed. And that is on period. Now, I say he has failed because let's look at a simple analysis. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the president. Galamsey was ongoing. We all saw that. And then the NDCs told us that it is because the president himself and then his executives are the ones doing the galamsey. And that is the reason why galamsey still persists. 10 years, I'm 10 months into administration. We thought that just the mere change of the president is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will solve the issue because he was the one doing it according to the NDCs. All right. But 10 months into office, you still realize that galamsey is on its rise. It is not even as compared to what was happening under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Let me give you an example. In 2024, before the elections, they conducted a testing around our water bodies that have been corrupted by these galamsey issues. And turbidity level at the time was around 14%.
Well, let's hold it there and go for a short commercial break. Then we can come and continue the program. back from that short commercial break. This is AED Ghana, and this is newspaper review here in the studio. Before we were going for a commercial break, Evans Wahin was on the edge of talking about the NDC failing. But I wanted to ask you a question before you came to it. You said the NDC have failed.
Exactly.
Well, to the extent that the president, NPP, then time, also had his presidency on the line. Exactly. And then still we're having illegal mining here. So who has failed?
So this is the twist of it. Okay. Now, when His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said that he's putting his presidency on the line, yes, he did. And that should tell you the effect of his comment, the effect of the fight he led against Galamsey on the impact of the 2020 elections. Let me tell you something. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was president of Ghana for 4 years. Galamsey was existing. It never came into the public domain. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was campaigning in 2016 to become the president, he told Ghanaians that when I become the president, I'm going to fight Galamsey. And don't forget that even under His Excellency John Evans Atta Mills, you saw videos of His Excellency John Atta Mills complaining bitterly about the impact of Galamsey on our land. So it tells you that Galamsey was not the creation of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It became heightened under President Mills, President John Dramani Mahama. That is why Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said in 2016 that when I become president, I'm going to fight Galamsey. And when he came, for the first 2 years in his administration, he banned all forms of even small-scale mining. He banned it, outright ban, for about 2 years, until stakeholders and other people began saying that now we have seen a serious improvement. So let's open the space up for small-scale miners, community mining, and all of that to go on. That was the point where the ban was lifted. So if for nothing at all, when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said I was going to fight Galamsey, he did. Now, apart from banning it at a point, what he did again also was that he was able to institute some of these forces. And my brother was lying when he said this is the first time we have a security force going into the Galamsey areas to fight Galamsey. That is absolutely untrue.
So what was the name of that security force? We have seen the name of the security force. That
please. I think if you should go by interjections, I sat here quietly when you were lying. Allow me, please.
Yes, he will do that.
So now you realize that at a point the interministerial security forces went there. We had lots of our military officers, and the seizure of excavators and burning of excavators has not started under this administration. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's administration saw a lot of those things happening. We are testimonies to all of that. At a point, you realize that it got to a point where we were burning excavators when other colleagues were saying that, even our colleagues in the NDC were saying that, why don't we seize the excavators and use them for other purposes? But today they come into office, they seize excavators and they are burning them. Right? Now, I was telling you that before when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in office, the turbidity levels of our water bodies at the time was around 14, 15, at most 20%. Now, when turbidity was conducted recently, we realized it was around 90%. And these are public information that can be verified. So now, if a sitting president at the time was fighting Galamsey head on using every means possible, then you tell Ghanaians that the president is not doing well. When we come into power, and you remember they telling Ghanaians that any serious president, any serious government who is not doing Galamsey can fight Galamsey within a week. And that when they come into power, they are going to bring what we call a state of emergency on Galamsey. Meaning that the president is going to declare, and I have been saying that it is not a difficult thing to do. Now the president comes into power and is telling Ghanaians that, now look, you said from your introduction that my brother has ever admitted that there are people, young ones, being born with conditions as a result of Galamsey. Is this not a serious issue that demands a state of emergency? But the president stands on the stage to tell us that as it stands now, he has not seen the need for a state of emergency. What does that mean? It simply means that Ghanaians are dying. The president said that is not an emergency. We are giving birth to children who have been affected by Galamsey. The president said that is not an emergency. So it tells you that the promises he made in 2024 were just promises of convenience, not promises where he meant to resolve any issue or solve any problem. And so I am saying that if you go for the statistics as we speak now, the story is not different. Galamsey is on the rise. Before, we were not seeing much of the impact of Galamsey in our region, central region. But now is the case the same, even in EFFUTU. Go to our water bodies and see today. We are not doing galamsey here. It tells you that the impact there
Somewhere.
is coming here. What does that mean? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was president for 8 years. We never saw the impact traveling long ways into our region. But now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama comes into office in 10 months, and we have seen the impact of galamsey traveling from as far as the Ashanti regions and other regions to our region. What does that tell you? It tells you that the condition is heightened as we speak now as compared to what we saw. Now, the solution of the president has not been clear because Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's task force was doing what this task force is doing. You said that was not a fight, right? Now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo says, let's seize the excavators. You said that was not the fight. That was not the way to go. You come into power. What is the alternative? You are not showing anything. So what does that mean? The president has come out to tell us, and it got me so sad for the president to say that lives being lost is not a situation of emergency. And this is so ridiculous. So I can say that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo really did his best. And the issue of galamsey came into the media by the president himself. He started that advocacy for the fight against illegal mining, and that was when Ghanaians began to realize and speak about it. The NDC only used this as a propaganda tool in 2024, and it is biting them today.
Okay, on that being used as a propaganda, now we are talking about Ghana beyond politics.
Sure.
So there is no need for us to politicize illegal mining.
Exactly.
And to the extent that you said that it is coming from the Ashanti region, but we are in Winneba here.
Exactly.
We don't do galamsey, but our water bodies are being affected.
Exactly.
So if you're talking about Ghana beyond politics,
yes,
as an MPP communicator, what do you think we can do so that we can is it like we coming together, we taking the party colors out, we coming together as NDC, MPP and other political parties, we come together? So what should we do?
Yes, I think the way forward for me is a collaborative fight. But you see, when you talk about collaborative fight, it becomes a problem to comprehend, and the reason is that when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was busily fighting galamsey, we saw our brothers in the NDC go to the galamsey pits telling them that the NPPs are fighting you, don't worry, vote for us. When we come into power, you can go back to your work. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was fighting galamsey and arresting people, the NDCs came out to tell them that, don't worry, when we have voted into power, we will grant amnesty to those who have been arrested. Is that the way to go? No. So you see, the NDCs set a pace in 2024 that we don't need to have a national conversation on the galamsey, but rather we need to let it be a particular government fight. But I have always maintained the position that, you see, I see a tripartite approach to this fight against galamsey: the government, the opposition, and then the traditional leaders. These three people are the major stakeholders we can follow in the fight against galamsey. I say so because now the government has the executive arm. They have all the securities that they can use. Apart from that, the opposition also has ideas because they've been there before. They have realized what they did right, what they did wrong. So the experiences come to bear here. Apart from that, the traditional rulers are the owners of the land. They are the custodians of the lands. And these people do not come out of the blue. They go purchase these lands and then, use them for these activities. So imagine a situation where we have a combination of all of these three parties putting ideas together. The traditional rulers coming to understand that on our land, we are going to stop galamsey by not giving the lands out to the people. The government says that, okay, I'll provide the necessary security to help you, the traditional rulers, implement your decisions. Then the opposition says that, no, we are not going to have any negative criticism of what is going on, but rather the ideas we have, the experiences we have gained, we are going to bring all of those on board to support the government of the day. I think if we have such an approach, and then the media will be very objective in their reportings when it comes to some of these issues, because you realize that in 2024, the reportage of the media on the issues of galamsey was very biased. As though they created an atmosphere for Ghanaians to believe that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo brought galamsey into office when he was coming in 2016 and 2020. But that was not the case. So the reportage of the media, if it is very objective and devoid of political affiliations, I think we can make a headway than what we are doing now.
Well, a collaborative effort is what Evans Boahen is saying, that we can all come together and curb our way this menace of galamsey. Now, let me go to Kwaku Aidan. What do you have to say in the next 1 minute, and so we can continue?
Okay, so thank you. So this is a concern to we all Ghanaians.
Okay.
And I think we have to embrace the policies that has been laid out by the President of Ghana. In as much as we are projecting our discourse beyond politics, whatever that wherever that we stand, we have a president who becomes the mouthpiece and implementer and enabler of whatever that goes on in the country. And so we have to come together and add our voices to it. We should take away insults, we should take away politics, and allow the president to effectively implement the measures. Now, somebody will say he belongs to this party. For that matter, he will not support what has been said to help curb this situation. And when you do that, it will affect the nation. And so what I'm saying is that regardless, we have a president who is now the leader of the nation. We have the chiefs, we have other bodies that they can come together and work so fine, and even the opposition party. And so to the individuals in this country, we need to embrace whatever this president is doing to curb this situation. If we sit on the media and we always debate and we always want to make differences out of the two parties, it will affect us. But at the end of the day, he knows that this was true, but because of political affiliation, he has to, bound the measure that has been laid out by the president. The president has done well, and I think when we embrace it with a free-minded and an understanding and come together, I think we will achieve, and this Galamsey issue will move out. So we should forget about what happened in the SWAS days and focus on this government, His Excellency John Dramani Mahamad's administration, and what he is doing. We need to praise it. We need to come together. We need to try and give a good submission without political basis, so that we will move together. So I think that is what we can do to help push this agenda beyond politics.
Thank you very much. We coming together and also a collaborative effort. Now, Daily Graphic is saying that use budget as transformative tool. Speaker charges Parliament. The next one we have is the Chronicle. It say, Ato, you failed to account for 66 million Ghana cedis doled out to NDC. That is coming from Osahina Fenyomakin telling the finance minister in Parliament. Ghana's corruption fight is abysmal. Musuhine is saying that Ente Adulant Anas wins big at the Supreme Court. Now let's take a look at what the scriptures is saying on Chronicles. Which particular headline is it referring to? It says Isaiah chapter 1 verse 4. It says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupted. They have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel and unto anger. So we want to know which particular headline is this scriptures referring to. Is it the forcing that is talking about corruptors, or it is the Ghana corruption fight abysmal, or is it the land that Anas has won big at the Supreme Court? Tell us what you think on, as you like and comment, and then you share on all our various platforms. Now let's go to the publisher. It says that minister seeks 10 million tax waiver from Indian firm. That can be seen on the page 2 of the Ghanaian publisher. And 2026 budget, government trading future growth for Optus. That is coming from the minority, and it can be seen on the page 3 of the newspaper. Achim Muso chief urges tougher action on corruption and Galamsey. Samson Dean wins AFPC second term. And then Rock Bible Institute calls for integrity in services. Okay, so let me go to my panelists here. Now we have dealt with the whole country menace, talking about politics, illegal mining, and what have you. The news that I just read, the speaker is saying that the parliamentary should know how to use the budget allocated for as a tool. We do have people, even not in the what do you call it, in the bigger picture, but we ourselves sometimes maybe we are leaders in some association, like our dues, we see them chopping it. I can, let me say, allegedly say that, well, when we were in school, we know that some people do say that SLC is chopping our money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we don't know what our pays are being used for. They can go and do something small, and they say billions of cities. So that is kind of, we start from this small positions that we have, then it comes to the original matter.
Exactly.
Then before you know, it has become the problem for the whole country, because these people that are fighting for positions in 2 years or 3 years to come, they might be in parliament, and this same behavior they are taking there.
Exactly.
What can we do if you are talking about Ghana beyond politics? Ivan, over to you.
Yes. Ghana beyond politics, and the issue of corruption that has bedeviled our country. Now, more often than not, we seek to focus so much on our politicians, indicating and creating the impression that our politicians are the corrupt ones. Yes, that could be true to some extent, but you see, when you go to, I've always had and maintained the position that when you go to these are civil society, civil servants, and then public servants, the corruption there is mind-blowing, because it has become the ordinary that wherever you go, whatever office you enter, you need to. There is a common saying that now one fire born to so. You present an application for employment, and then you are told you need to put a stone on the envelope so it doesn't fly away. So some of these issues, we breed them from the infancy, the early stages of our career in leadership. That is when we start breeding some of these things. And exactly as you said, student politics has become an avenue where people do not only learn leadership, they learn corruption as well. And how do they learn this corruption? Go up there to most of the administrations at the various universities and at the various levels of institutions. You would realize that an SRC president wants to embark on a project. Some finance officer somewhere is trying to take about 10%, 20% of the money allocated for the project. What are you teaching the SRC president? You are simply telling him that anytime you want to embark on a project, you need to add some coins for yourself and for other people. So you see, we start nurturing these kind of things from these levels and up. So now, if I get there, what do you expect of me? Beyond that, with the citizens and politicians, it has become the normal that for you to become a member of parliament, you need is a huge investment that even young ones with the knowledge, the understanding, and the qualities of a leader do not have the opportunity to serve their constituencies. Why? Because they don't have the billions of cedis to invest. Because now you go into an MP's house at 4 a.m., you will see the queue. People lining up, some have impregnated their wives and they need to go to the MP for money. And that's ridiculous. That's interesting, right? But you see, the point is that when we are squeezing all of these resources from them, how do they replace it? That is the question. So this issue of corruption, if we want to tackle it from the national perspective, then we need to go down there and start raising the next crop of leaders where we will let them understand that it is not for yourself, it is not for your personal interest, but for the country. And we need to also sanitize the system, educate our citizens to understand that the MP's pocket is not a space where you just dip your hands anytime and want to pull out resources from him, because if you are pulling the resources today, he needs to fill it. Now, when it's Saturday, MPs will have to attend every funeral, whether they know the person or not, because the person is in their constituency. And imagine an MP going to a funeral and then he donates 100 cedis. You will hear the conversations tomorrow. And the MP 1 million. You see, so now MPs are forced to live a kind of lifestyle that is beyond their revenue, what they are raking in. And so if you are forced to live that kind of a lifestyle, you always would want to expand your revenue, and that is where the issues are. So I understand and I agree that whatever resource allocations they are having, it is for the interest of their various constituencies. Imagine a situation where we are not taking the 100 cedis, the 1,000 cedis, the 5,000 cedis as tokens and other things, and then these monies are translated into investments into our constituencies. Look at the effects that it will bring. the job opportunities, the other things that it comes with it, making sure that our constituencies are solid and well grounded and built to the extent that everybody thrives at the little push. And so I think some of these things are broader conversations we need. And so the civic education people, the National Commission for Civic Education, this is the time where they need to rise and start, sending the education down there. That the MP's house is not a bank. The MC's house is not a space where you go at any instance to seek for, financial support. I'm not saying that it is bad for an MP or an MC to support the constituency, but the rate at which it is going, you would force them to do things that you may not want them to do. So I think we need to have a broader national conversations. Let the education go down. Let's build the spirit of patriotism that existed long ago. And I'm sure if we are bringing those spirits back, we can make a headway. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. What do you have to say also, Kwekwaiden?
I don't know. It's the discussion on the table. I want to be clear. Are we talking about corruption?
Well, what the speaker said he's advising the parliamentarians to use the budget allocated for their as a tool for transformation. Okay. But here being the case, they are not using it as it's supposed to. That's why I made a sample of SLC. We have people, this communities association or something. They are just using our funds. Okay, so if you are talking about Ghana beyond politics, and then you are being assigned to give a budget to go and transform your constituency, and then the budget goes to your pocket, and you are talking about Ghana beyond politics.
Yes. So,
what are we going to do?
Yeah, so thank you very much. That if that is so, then I don't think we need to tackle it as in a corruptive way, or as in an MP who has promised the constituent that vote for me when I win, I will give you that and that. And after the victory, the person comes to your house to come for money. And that is because you have assured the person, and so you have to deliver.
So where is the MP getting that money from?
Yeah, so I'm saying per the question, maybe my brother may deviate because we are not talking about corruption.
We actually said it.
Yes. So for speaker to talk about using it as a tool, it's something that it calls for technological-based definitions to achieve what he said in the media. One, when you talk about allocating these monies to the MPs or to these government officials, there should be a yardstick of measurements. This recently, there is a committee, public account committee, that goes through what this institution use this amount of money for. This is one of the pillars that we can use to measure. The transparency within the flows of our institution need to be ensured that supervisors who sit in these institutions will do their work without exhibiting fear and panic to any boss or whatsoever. Thirdly, the parliamentarians that they always issue letters, they always talk, if they will use those mouthpieces or that energy to speak to every institutions or the Ghanaian individual that, yes, this is what I was allocated for, and this is what I have to use it for. And so I will ensure that the community or the constituent becomes aware that this is what I received and this is what I took, or that this is what I injected the money in ensuring. Assuming when you are in a constituency or in a society that a representative from parliament does development without telling you the constituent, an Article 71 personality who gets paid, who holds this office, and voted by this constituency and later will not come to constituency and account to them that these monies I was able to use it to build this project, I was able to use it to do that, I was able to use it to do that. By doing that, it will now speak well of the community that the tool is functional. But then we cannot adjudicate the issue to the very level that corruption. No, corruption I think is a far definition, it's a broad topic.
Okay, but don't you think that we're talking about Ghana beyond politics here? So we're talking about maybe SLC or other association that they are paying dues for a particular person for them to use for this project, and then we find out that what the project was being assigned to with the budget. The budget or the project has been given that the project is not done.
So yes,
and to another extent that when you are going to maybe work or something sort for employment or something, you go and they said, okay, well, if we are going to accept you, we have to give us a little money like that. Is it not being? Are we not corrupted?
You see, you can define corruption when you have an evidence that indeed these monies were allocated by the LCIC, but the project was not done. You may think that due to the pressure from the ground, we will let the MP or the government official to divert some funds to sort one or two out because of the pressure and other stuff. But then using it as we are talking about using it as a tool of measurement, and with any tool of measurement, you need to get the beginning and get the end. You need to ascertain the broader scope of the disbursement of the engagement. And so what I'm saying is that you say that this thing has been defiled based on the fact that the LCIC allocated this amount of money, but it has not been put to use. And so what do? You need to report appropriately. You need to let the security become aware of it, regardless of who is related to who whatsoever. You have to ensure that there are evidences and invoices to that project. Sometimes they can even do the project, but they are locums or they are cut-offs and other stuff. But what are we using it to notify or get those things on board? That indeed, this is what is going on. So for the speaker to issue such a statement, telling us that every budget comes with a documentation process that guides it. It comes with a merit. It comes with processes that monies need to go through. And so for us to get it from the beginning, we need to ensure that there is a flow of that measures, there is a flow of that guidelines to the ground, so that if the work was not done, there will be a reverse report to the top, and the person will be brought to book. But when we are diverting those pressures on the innocent individual in the constituency, who probably thinks that yes, honorable, they are entitled to other allowances, and so he is a point of contact in terms of need. I think that side is normal. Can you say that every money that they get diverted is the money that the MP gives to constituents?
Well,
do you have an evidence to that?
I don't have, but sometimes you do hear.
And so you can even divert the money into a different bank in the United States of America. that is not that money he's giving out or he's sharing.
So do you accept that some of our parliamentarians or even our leaders, some of them are corrupt? Or do I have to bring evidence?
Yes, you have to bring an evidence to that. But I don't think that. You see, that is why you don't have.
I'll go and ask Reverend.
Okay, you can ask the Reverend about it. So you see, that's what they are measures. And so the speaker is effecting the use of that particular tool to be able to, get those facts right. And so he is advising that use this as a tool to measure, so that we all move on one page. But that is not to talk about maybe corruption can enable it. But I don't think corruption will enable, because any money that goes into anybody's pocket, you don't know the source of the money. And so you can't just sit probably on a live television and say that the corruption and also and that. And when you do that, you are becoming unfair to the citizen. In fact, our discussion or our discourse today is beyond Ghana, beyond politics. And so what can you do? You, the LCIC president, what can you do? The kind of lifestyle, the kind of the Christian-like attitude of yours. You go to church, and so the preaching that you go to church and you receive, the preaching that you accept. How are you implementing it at your daily life, or at your institutions, or at where you find yourself? Somebody has voted you into office. Are you going there to cheat the person? So these are lifestyle determinants that I think that everybody should embrace it, and we should be responsible. And when you flaw, you need to be arrested, regardless of any partisan or political affiliation. And the constituents too, or the individuals in Ghana, need to also listen or get a platform where these budgets, when it is being used, it will be read back or it will be, be open to them.
Okay.
But we may find ourselves in a situation where there will be projects that you don't know where that project came from. Don't forget that when somebody is an MP or when somebody is from the parliament, the person is entitled to so many people, NGOs here and there. And so you may not even know that maybe this project belongs to this NGO.
Okay.
Maybe this NGO brought money, and so the substantive monies that was probably deposited through the assemblies may not be put to use.
Okay.
Maybe to be diverted to a different thing altogether. The person can use it to travel abroad.
Okay.
So the small coin in his pocket is
So
what
that means they are traveling abroad.
I'm coming. That's what he will give it to the constituents and others. But that will not be the monies from the budget whatsoever. And so it needs a proper monitoring, investigation, and a renewal of minds, and implementing what we go to church and we listen from our pastors. And I think we will do well by making by siding with what Speaker said, so that it will help us develop a good nation.
I think it's actually a warning. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you just join in the conversation, this is AED Ghana, and this is Good Morning EFFUTU right here in the studios. Now let me go to Facebook and read some of the comments that we have here. Kwao Ata is saying good morning EFFUTU, and Woto say good production. We have Steve Ford saying that Evans, good work, keep the fire burning because NDC just failed woefully. Thank you very much for that comment. And then Steve Ford is also saying that yes, but understand that your NDC government has failed Ghanaian. Simple. Okay, so this is what some of the comments that we are having. But yes, we are still talking about Ghana beyond politics.
All this enjoyment and we are feeling. Well, look at this. So. You see, Ghana will not grow when some of these comments comes in.
Okay. Because they are talking their mind.
Anyway, and so let us grow Ghana beyond politics. And so let us speak to facts. Where was dollar when the EFFUTU government was going out of office, and now the economy, the inflation and the dollar, how it is now?
You see, when we want to